Hi there, I'm Andy.
I'm Will.
And this is John McIntyre.
I'm John McIntyre and I'm 63 years old.
Now, John is a 62-year-old cricket umpire from Telford who managed to catch himself a few not so great illnesses like type 1 diabetes and terminal lung cancer. Neither of these, though, stopped him from going after his goal of becoming that cricket umpire. And with the help of a GoFundMe campaign, John managed to acquire an electric wheelchair which helped him earn his spot as a cricket umpire. Together we've been working on a dot to try and raise awareness to help other disabled people get back into official sports positions, much like John has himself.
With the help of COVID-19, we've managed to make this task much more difficult than it would have otherwise been.
But on the bright side, this gives us an opportunity to show you how we put things together.
Over the last few weeks, me and my partner Andy have been on a constant video call with Mr. McIntyre. We've been going over a few different sort of topics about like the style of choice he wants, his stories, his past during the Royal Navy and as a cricket umpire, as well as his end goal to help inspire people with disabilities to get into sports that they want to.
The ultimate mission for the sports officiating from a powered wheelchair is that anybody who is disabled in sport or not in sport who wants to officiate but are unable to do so because they have a physical disability, the project is there to encourage national charities and organisations to donate and fund the powered wheelchairs for them.
So this is what we're now up to, and thanks to the current conditions we're in, it's been done a bit differently. Everyone involved in the project is working separately from their homes. As for what everyone's been up to, we'll start with Will.
I have been in charge of making contacts with the clients, setting up meetings, as well as other sources such as various sporting clubs around Shropshire. People who have worked with John in the past, and finally, Brad Melbourne.
Now, Brad has been helping us by making the music for our video. Will has been emailing backwards and forwards with John and Brad, trying to figure out how they're going to do the music. So John has had a big input on this, and he's made a lot of the decisions about how he wants it to play out, and he's delivered that to Brad. And in the end, we all decided on one piece which we feel fits quite well. As for me, I've been working on the scripts, as you can see right now. In fact, the words I'm typing out this very second. Hello. As well as this, I've been working on the edit for this video, as well as helping out Will with the edit for the main film. Now, a lot of the footage we've managed to get has been taken from interviews we've done with various people across Microsoft Teams. As for these interviews, we've been talking to people that John has worked with in the past and people who know him quite well, as well as, of course, John himself. First off, we have David Fairclough from the Royal British Legion. He helped John with getting funding for his GoFundMe campaign.
Yeah, I mean, from a Royal British Legion perspective, unique and inspiring stories is kind of what we do, what we hear about.
Next up, we have Tom Kane. Now, Tom trained John as an umpire and is now the chairman of the Shropshire Association of Cricket Officials.
Obviously, when I wore my hearing aids for the first time as a cricket umpire, people thought I was a better umpire because I could hear the snick. What John's done in the last 12 months, 18 months is he's demonstrated that just because you become mobility impaired doesn't mean you can't carry on with your favourite sport. And I think he's now getting involved with the English Cricket Board, and he's now getting involved with Cricket Scotland. He is inspirational. He doesn't shut up, but he is inspirational.
And finally, we have Mark Elliott from BBC Radio Shropshire. He had John on his show a couple of years back to talk about his GoFundMe campaign.
An amazing story, isn't it? I think first and foremost, as a human interest story, I think the thing that strikes you about it is that this is somebody who is obviously very ill, trying to leave a legacy. I think that's something we can all relate to.
As of today, March 19th, we've been able to get back into college, which allows us more opportunities to do a bit more of the projects than we were originally able to do before we got back. Later in the week, we will be reshooting some of the bits we did with John originally of Microsoft Teams.
From there, I decided that I didn't want to walk round the boundary for the rest of my life.
After 2 months of only seeing people exclusively in Teams meetings, it's been nice to actually meet John for the first time. In fact, it's been quite nice just to be allowed outside again. Now, being back allows us to get back to filming properly again. We recruited one of our tutors, Paul Keeling, to help us with our filming and our sound, and he's been massively helpful behind the scenes within this project. Now, as for where we filmed, we needed a grassy area to resemble a pitch, so we used the big field out the front of our college. While we were here, we just used our time to reshoot the interview parts for the main film, as well as getting some B-roll, which we could use both in the actual film and this doc. And with that, we have everything we need to get started on this video properly, and the upcoming film of sports officiating from a powered wheelchair.